Hello and welcome to Simon's trading channel. My name's Simon. I do a daily Bitcoin price action analysis. Happy Friday to you. A bit of a late video today. Personal circumstances got in the way, but all is well in the land of Bitcoin. Or is it? Well, before we dive straight into it, I'll just remind you that I'm not a financial advisor, so this isn't financial advice. But hopefully it'll be useful and interesting, and if none of those, then maybe fun. Now, because nothing has really changed since yesterday on the higher time frames, we'll zoom straight into the low ones. However, just so you can see my blue lines of randomness that represent support on the weekly time frame, 44,000, daily time frame, 48.5, give or take, 4 hourly, 50,000, and then where all the action has been in this range on the 1 hour and 15 minute or 15 minute, the low time frames. It's all been about the low time frames. And as you can see, I've got a couple of diagonal lines on there, which I'll come on to in a second. In fact, we'll come on to right now. So zooming in, you can see that it has been a day of range, a rangy day, with no real meaningful breaks of 51,200 and no real meaningful breaks. That's the bottom, 51,200, and no meaningful breaks of the top at 52,700. What I have noticed is that today there's also been a sequence of higher lows. I wonder if it's about to be broken, but for now it's a sequence of higher lows. I'll tell you what is a bit different today, and momentum on the lower time frames. So you can see this quite nicely on this screen. So if you look at the contrast between price action going up, higher lows, higher highs, and momentum, lower highs and lower lows, until here. So really until, this section of price action. And it's not divergent anymore. It's not, anything other than just a reflection of the price. So this doesn't tell me a lot, but look, in contrast to the divergent momentum on these lower time frames, it's now less divergent, or there's no divergence. So part of me thinks that maybe there's a bit more upside coming, but that is the lower time frames. And if you look at the 4 hour, which has really just gone sideways, like there's no two ways about it, the 4 hour has been you can barely get more sideways than that. The 4 hour RSI is still divergent, and indeed the daily over this run here has all been divergent as well. There's a chance that the daily might get back above this high over here. And that all really depends upon when this becomes a local high. Because until it becomes a local high, there's still a chance that this move could break the divergence. So, and then maybe it all played out here. But you need to know when this is going to become a local high first, before you can then say that there's still some bearish divergence on the daily. And clearly, the daily has way more strength when it comes to a divergence with regards to the potential consequences of the bearish divergence than the lower time frames. So it's a 15-minute chart, but it applies to, hourly price action as well. There's no change on the weekly, obviously, and it's going to be quite a quick video because not much has changed. The safe play at the moment is a range play, and therefore, further upside isn't likely until you're really getting a 4 hour closure back above 52.7. And depending on how things go today, I think you need at least a 4-hour closure back below sort of 51. I mean, I got my line coming in at 51.2. You might be able to be a bit more robust than that and maybe say 51.4. 4-hour closure back below 51.4. That would look good for more downside, and maybe a retest at 50,000 first. So there we go. I hope you found that of some use. It's a Friday, so the end of another week is upon us. CME will be closing this evening, but Bybit and the other 24/7 exchanges will be closing on Sunday. So we'll see what the weekly shows. But if it's anything like the week so far, well, no, the weekly's been up. The half week has been horizontal. So we'll see where that closes late at the end of the weekend. But I'm going to leave it at that. So I hope you have a smashing, fantastic Friday, and we'll come back to it tomorrow. Take care.